Well, hello there. Here is the most discussed topic when delivering food with DoorDash. Does your DoorDash driver get your tip on the app? Okay, this is how I handle it. When the customer asks, "Did you get my tip on the app?" I tell them no. The customer responds, "But it says driver gets 100% of your tips." I smile and respond, "Well, yes and no. It's done by pooling. They pool the tips." And the customer is kind of shocked because they feel really bad, especially if they had like a $100 order, which I get a lot of those. Drivers get 100% of your tips, but it's 100% of all the drivers get the tips. The company uses our tips to raise the pay for each delivery. That's true. And so then they get really upset because, especially the big money people, because they feel really bad when you deliver a banquet or something like that. And, they may have left a huge tip and then you didn't get it. Which, it's food delivery is a luxury, just like getting a taxi or a rideshare. It's a luxury. It's a known fact you should tip. There's one pizza delivery website that actually tells you up front, please tip our drivers because it's not included in their pay. And so they try to promote you to tip them on their app. The only problem is that all that goes through their paycheck. So by the time they get your tip, they've got tax deductions and all this other junk on there, because it'll go on the paycheck. I worked at Dinner House one time years ago, Mexican place in a mall in Hawthorne, California, and I really liked this one Mexican restaurant. Food was great. I thought it was very quality, and I would be proud to work there. And when they hired me, they had like a $1.10 tipping wage in the state of California at that time, and that was kind of shocking. And I sold a ton of food because I was trained by all the best, worked the finest restaurants in California, fine dining, surf and turf, all that kind of thing, linen tablecloth service. And let me tell you, I go to work this really hot dog Mexican restaurant. They were busy because it was inside a shopping mall. And I want to tell you, I worked like almost every day, tons of hours, and served lots and lots of people. I could serve lots of tables at once, no matter how many people there were. No trouble at all. Piece of cake. Paid attention to my customers. They didn't even have to blink for me to be by there to get them something. Ultimate service. And a lot of them just don't tip. They might have $200 food and they wouldn't tip. And it was like, oh my gosh. And so what they would do is, you get this paycheck for $1.10 an hour, and then they take taxes out of that. And then they take all of your checks of all your sales from each table, all the day that you work, and they take that and they total it up, and they count it as your sales, and then they take a percentage off of that, claiming that you've made that much in tips, which you don't. And then they tax that. So I'm not real happy camper when they do that kind of thing. I'm not real happy about pooling tips. I've bartended in some really outrageous nightclubs and had one or two other bartenders, and we all pool the tips. And like when a customer hands you a 20 or a 10 or something like that, you don't get to keep it. And if you get caught, they just fire you. You have to throw it in this big jar, and at the end of the night, we all split it up. And that's kind of a bummer, because some people tip you because they're tipping you. Not all three of you, just you. So that's the sad part about DoorDash. Um, I'm not really excited about the pay model, and I don't think a lot of other people are. DoorDash does pay a little bit better than the other delivery services, but when it comes to the tips, uh, basically we don't see any. They keep changing the way they show us our pay. When I first started, it would say $1 each delivery on my pay. So if I did 7 deliveries, it would show $7 for deliveries, and the rest was so-called tip. Now they're raising that amount and saying, like, okay, 7 deliveries and you got $20 for that, and then the rest is tips. So I would rather see the real true breakdown personally, but what do you do? So basically, I just tell the customer, we're not allowed to ask for tips, we're not allowed to ask for 5-star ratings, we get fired. But I will tell you that if you're concerned about it and you don't want to tip all the drivers that are employed with DoorDash all at once for one order, then see how your delivery goes, and if you like that driver, tip them cash when they arrive. It will be greatly appreciated. But otherwise, we basically don't see the tips. We have no clue what you tipped. They don't send us a thing that says, Gina tipped you $20 on this order. We don't see anything like that at all. We don't see anything till the end of the shift, and it doesn't state what customer tipped what or anything like that. It just gives us an amount, and a total amount of our pay kind of thing, and they kind of, somehow or another, they split it in parts and claim that one part is food and one part is tips. So, you want me to explain it? I have no way to explain it. I don't. And I've worked for DoorDash a long time. And if any other driver can explain it, go right ahead, because they've got about 7 different descriptions on the website. And then every time they publicize it, they've got another description. And every time Tony Zoo is on TV about it, they got another description. So it's not like they're updating. They just have lots of different descriptions. You can go to DoorDash.com and read all about it. Even when you sign up to deliver, the contract reads different. So basically that's what it's all about. And then, once the customers know this, then they start tipping in cash because they realize you're not getting it. And I really honestly think that DoorDash needs to raise the price of the delivery, because it's delivery, it's luxury. Our prices are cheaper than the pizza restaurants charge, but yet the pizza restaurants only pay their drivers like $2.10 an hour tipping wage, and they want them to stack and pack a bunch of orders. And yeah, some of those guys make $400 a night, but I mean, we don't. I have never had a $400 tipping day. I've had $100 to $200 tipping day, but never a $400 tipping day. So, I feel sorry for the pizza drivers. They really bust butt, and they're timed, and they drive like maniacs. We don't have to drive like maniacs. I'm really, avid about getting to that restaurant promptly. I'll even call some of the restaurants that I know and say, oh, by the way, is that to-go order ready for Sharon? Because I'm coming right over there right now. I'm just down the street. That way they know to get that sucker ready, hopefully. And then, because we don't get paid for wait time. None of us get paid for waiting on an order. So if that order takes, upon walking in and checking with the staff to make sure all the pieces are there and bag it up and run out the door, or it takes 2.5 hours, which I've been through that with Papa John's Pizza in Destin, Florida. And I've been in a Taco Bell as long as an hour and been the only customer there. Yeah. An hour for 2 burritos, right? But that's how I handle it. So it works out well for me. If this helps you, great. But it's very unfortunate that we don't know the exact tips. I think that with Grubhub, they specify the customer's exact tip, and then the pay, which is neat. Because I mean, if you're gonna stick it in my pay and tax me, you know, then I would like to know exactly what the customer paid, what they tipped me. But otherwise, I think the best solution is to raise the price on the DoorDash deliveries a little bit, because we're still under market as compared to other food delivery stuff. Especially like Uber Eats and Postmates, we're way under the market. And even Pizza Man, he delivers kind of thing, we're way under the market. I think if they at least added $1 to each customer order, that would help us so much more. And then reveal our tips. Give us our tips. Because I just feel like I'm being blindsided, I really do. And it makes me sad because I have a doctor that I deliver, $100 to $150 in pizza every time I go to Pensacola, Florida. And it just infuriates me because the wife will call up and harass the crap out of the restaurant. Going, okay, what's this price and what's this price? And because DoorDash is charging me different price. And if you'll give it to me at this price and da-da-da, and go through a big routine with a restaurant when they're not even supposed to be calling a restaurant. And two, I never get a tip. I never get a tip when I deliver to these people's house. And it's like, oh my gosh, they're ordering $100, $150 in big giant pizzas. And, I'm driving like 9 miles across town through traffic and down their crappy driveway that my car drags on, and damaging my car. And it's like, dude, it's not like they're meeting me at the street, They come out the door, which is better. But if they'd have met me up at the top of their driveway, it'd be very nice. They have a hellacious mansion. But, I mean, I don't get any tips from them, but, maybe they tip $50 every time on the app. I don't know. And it hurts because you want to say something, but you can't. And, it makes you wonder if they're just, jerks and they don't tip. Or, they tipped a huge amount of money and we don't ever see it. It hurts because I can't lie to the customer. I'm not going to tell them, yes, I got your tip. Because I didn't. I don't know what your tip is. I do know that there's another YouTuber called or whatever you call it. He claims that he stood right there while a friend of his was ordering on the app and included a $50 tip. And he went to go pick up the order and there was no $50 tip. And if that's true, that's pretty strong. You know what I mean? So, there it is. But tell me what you think. Whether you're a driver or you're a customer, let me hear your thoughts. Because no matter what, we still love you. It's just that's the way the company does it. And I think the problem is the company is winning over more hate from customers because they're finding out that the drivers aren't really getting their tips. It bothers them because they didn't tip to distribute it to every driver around. They tipped because they felt like tipping the driver. And a lot of times they get tipped on the app, supposedly. And because they'll tell me, I tipped on the app, but here, I'm going to give you this too. And they tip me after also, which is really super neat. I mean, everything's worth it, even if they give $1 tip, a $2 tip, $20 tip. I get a lot of $10 and $20 tips, okay, as a rule. Because I just give ultimate service. I mean, I text them every bit of the way. That texting really makes you money. If you will text that customer every step of the way, if you have traffic or you're still waiting on the food, you'll never believe how much they love that. They really, really appreciate that, and they come running to your car. When you get there and you tell them, okay, half mile, and you say near you, they are running out there to meet you at your car, which is so neat because you get a couple seconds to talk to them while you're unpacking their food and explaining, okay, be careful of this, it's hot, or this one might spill its soups, You know, do you need some help with it to the door? I mean, they're great about it, especially if it's a hotel or they're in a big, massive apartment building. I'm not going up 6 flights of stairs. It's not happening. DoorDash already told me after I did 3 flights, let's see, 6 flights of stairs 3 times for one building. DoorDash said it wasn't necessary to do stairs. That's what the DoorDash rep told me. So that was when I first started. So, yeah, all that takes time and takes away from my pay when it's not delivered on time. When I have to traipse through all kinds of buildings and drive around in circles with 100 apartment buildings in a complex. No lie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I have other orders to deliver, and they're waiting on that food. If you really want your food, come down and get it, please. Watch for me. Answer your door. We have enough scam and fraud already with kids that are ordering off credit cards and people ordering off stolen credit cards using other people's accounts, and they want you to deliver to vacant houses and this, that, and the other. So I guess they can charge back on it and go, oh, I never ordered to that address. You know, I don't know. But, you know, that's what it's all about. So that's how I handle it. I hope that helps you really a lot, because it's a big concern, and it's very sad that we get done like that. I would rather they be honest with the pay, even if it's like a $3 pay or something. You know, the baby drivers can do that. You know, there's a lot of people who take any pay and just keep doing deliveries. You know, and when I'm driving my SUV, it burns a lot of gas, and I really don't want to turn the key unless it's at least $10 order. I really don't. Because, I mean, you know, all that stuff is on your taxes, your gas, your repairs, your car payments, all kinds of stuff, and I have a blog about that. But, I mean, it's just so much trouble to turn the key for anything less than $10 an order. So, but, I mean, I've delivered a $7 order and got $20 tip. It's amazing sometimes. The customers are awesome because they really appreciate you bringing it to their house. They don't have to get in the traffic. You know, it's too cold, it's too hot to drive, or go out, or they're elderly. They really appreciate you. And they're from the tipping era where people tip. They say, hey, thank you for your service, which is awesome. You know, it really makes you feel great, you know. And I always keep little surprises for people that tip me good. And I'm like, well, thank you so much, you know. And I write that tip down on my logbook for that order, and then I give them a little gift. And I do all kinds of little gifts for people. If you look at my blog, how to get really good ratings for $1, I think it's $1.50. How to increase your ratings for $1.50. I have that vlog. That's pretty cool too. Go check it out. Throw me a thumbs up, and if you've got any comments, leave them below. We're happy to hear what you have to say. And make sure you do subscribe. If you want those tips and hints, you better subscribe. We do have one contest going on right now. You need to enter that contest if you are a delivery driver from any of the companies. Make sure to go enter that contest and read the instructions of how to do it. And get your name on that list because we'll be doing it soon. I think it's when we hit 201 subscribers. We'll be doing that contest, that drawing. So get on in there and do that. And once we get that drawing done, then we'll go to another drawing. I've got some really cool, neat contest gifts and rewards coming up soon, other than this one. So make sure you subscribe. And I have about 300 food delivery videos. But I also have tourism and some funny videos and cars, all kinds of cool stuff on this channel. So check it out, and I hope you enjoyed. And as always, make a new friend every day. Do something kind for a stranger. Don't never let them see you sweat. Just keep smiling no matter what. Because you know who loves you, baby? Red. That's right. I love you. See? I love you. Everybody have a great day. Thank you to all those wonderful customers that tip us cash. We really appreciate you. and we love delivering to you. I have some wonderful customers that it's so exciting when I get to pull up at their place, whether it be their work, their house, or whatever, and go, wow, hi, it really makes it nice. And it's even better when they go, I was so glad you delivered to me today. I knew when the text messages came it was you, you know. And so it makes it really neat. And the great restaurants that are good to all of us, thank you to those people. And thank you to the customers for ordering, because that's what keeps us working. And we love our work. We really do. Thank you to all the drivers across the United States, no matter who you work for, and to our Dasher family. Welcome to the DoorDash family. And love to you. I'm here to answer all your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm here to help you. I have lots of vlogs with most all of the answers to all of your questions. So go ahead and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Love to you. Have a really great and blessed day.